Noong Miyerkules, binigyang-diin ng White House na naging malaking instrumento si outgoing US President Joe Biden sa pagkakasiguro ng Gaza ceasefire deal. At nagsimulang umandar ang mga usapin bago pa man ang eleksyon noong Nobyembre. Huwag na anyang magulat kung papapel ang iba upang bumahagi sa ikinapagtagumpay ng deal. Si Arlene Ocampo para sa detalye.
On Wednesday, at a press briefing, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre emphasized that U.S. President Joe Biden was instrumental in securing the Gaza ceasefire deal.
We've encountered roadblocks and setbacks. We've not given up. And now, after more than 400 days of struggle.
This is a good day. You all have just heard the terrific news from the president that after 15 months of war, Israel and Hamas have reached a ceasefire and hostage deal. This deal will halt the fighting in Gaza, surge much-needed humanitarian assistance to Palestinian civilians who have been living in dire conditions, and it will reunite the hostages, including Americans, with their families after more than 15 months in captivity, experiencing unimaginable suffering. Over the past few days, President Biden spoke with the leaders of Israel, Qatar, and Egypt to continue to push negotiations forward and reach the resolution we announced today.
Jean-Pierre notes that there will be those who would want some credit. This referencing comments by President-elect Donald Trump, who claimed on social media that the deal would not have been possible without his election victory.
So do Donald Trump and his team deserve any credit for this?
I mean, look, everyone is going to want some credit. Everybody's going to want some credit. Get that? That's how this goes when something good happens. Not unusual. It is not unusual at all. What I can say is the president got it done, right? That's what I can say. And what I could also say is that, and you said it in your question to me, is that there was a framework that was put forward, and it was put forward by the president back in May 31st of last year, and it was endorsed by the world.
Jean-Pierre explains that Biden's framework, introduced in May 2024 and endorsed globally, was key to achieving the deal. She also highlights that the agreement had been in development for months, almost half a year before the U.S. presidential elections in November.
This has been something that has been in the works for months, way before November. That is just how this has worked. I'm not here to talk about the transition. I'm not here to talk about who gets credit, not get credit. I'm here to talk about what this president has been able to do. And here's what is also incredibly important here. We're going to get hostages who are going to go home to their family.
Negotiators reached a phase deal on Wednesday to end the war in Gaza between Israel and Hamas. This after 15 months of fighting that has killed tens of thousands of Palestinians and brought further instability in the Middle East. The complex accord outlines a 6-week initial ceasefire phase. It includes the gradual withdrawal of Israeli forces from the Gaza Strip and release of hostages taken by Hamas in exchange for Palestinian prisoners held by Israel. Jean-Pierre explains the process. Jean-Pierre assures that Biden directed his team to work closely with the incoming administration. This to ensure all spoke with one voice on the need to secure a deal. Biden says reaching the deal was because of the pressure Israel has put on Hamas with the backing of the United States.
But what I will say is just to give you a little bit of how it will work. So during the first phase, which will begin on Sunday, the fighting will stop, hostages will begin to be released, and aid will surge into Gaza. During these weeks, the second phase of the deal will continue to be negotiated to bring a permanent end to this war. If negotiations take longer than 6 weeks, the ceasefire will continue to hold as long as negotiations continue. This deal was developed by the president and his team.
Arlene Ocampo from Matanang Aguila International, trusted, connected, on point.